One of the fine arts of business is really understanding when to push and when to pause. My name's Lena Broughton, and if you're a handmade artisan, you are in the right place. This channel is really set up to help you learn how to sell handmade online with soul. And what I mean by that is selling it in a way that really feels authentic and true and really in alignment with your beautiful creations. So today I want to talk about this idea of when to push and when to pause. And I think, look, let's start with pausing when it is that you need to pause. And I think first and foremost, this is probably something that really speaks to you being in alignment with your intuition and knowing what is working for you. And one of the really tricky things with getting in alignment with your intuition is it's really important that in order to be able to really hear your intuition and to tune in, that you're getting good sleep, that you're feeling rested, and that you're really in a pretty balanced place. Because often if those things are out of whack, things that we may think are our intuition are actually just our body in that phase of almost at burnout, and it starts to scramble a bit. So if you're in that space and you're like, I can't tell what is my fight or flight mechanism coming in, then that's a really good indicator that you may just need to pause things for a bit. And it doesn't have to be a month, it doesn't have to be a week, it may just even be a day, really, for you to kind of regain yourself and to work out, oh, how can I actually get off that stress rail, right? And start to calm my nervous system back down to be able to make those decisions. So, on the contrast, right, when we're looking at when to push, this is a really interesting one. And it's one that I've really had to learn and relearn and relearn and relearn. And it's actually that when things are going great, that's when we want to push. Now, what do I mean by this, right? Is that, let's say, for an example, that you might be getting great sales. Let's say it's around Christmas time. You know, you've put up these beautiful ornaments or you put up these beautiful gifts and it's all just rolling in and you're really hectic, right? It's like busy, 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 and things are on fire. Now, often what we all tend to do, right, me included, I do this, is that can often be when we ironically put the brakes on what it is that we're creating as far as like social media content or where we're leaning in to connect with customers, purely because we're so busy, right? We're going, oh my goodness, I've got so many orders, like I can't handle it, I'm really at my capacity, which means that you can drop back at that stage. But actually, it's often the time that you really need to keep pushing and really lean in, because energetically, there's this kind of reach that's happening, and it can often feel a little bit invisible, but it's like a bit of a groundswell is happening. Now, that groundswell is probably happening due to the previous 6 months where you might have been consistently showing up, connecting, doing all of the things, right? And then when those sales start to fly and we go, oh, I don't have to do anything anymore. And it's kind of the opposite. That's the time where it's really helpful to have, say, potentially content that you've kind of banked and you've had ready for the stage. You know, when we're talking about getting ready for a super successful Christmas selling season online, it's where you want to have enough content so that when you're busy, not only in your business and with sales and orders coming through, but even in your personal life, but you've still got those pieces that you can really flow out at that time. Now, when we're talking about stories, right, and even those stories are there for quite a short time, and they're really, and the purpose is to nurture your existing following, I actually think they're a really important piece of the puzzle. And when I say important, I actually almost want to say crucial, because it's where you get to really connect personally with your following and with your customers. And the thing is with stories, though, is that, and I don't know if you've tried this before, I have tried, like where you've actually kind of pre-done content and you go, oh, I'm going to roll it out through stories and it's going to feel really organic and natural. It never does. So I think that when we're talking about being able to bank content from a stories aspect, and this is an Instagram, obviously I'm talking, but when we're talking about banking that content, what I would more suggest to you is that you've really got a formula that you can follow, and you've really got things in the back of your mind that you've tried and you've tested, and you're like, I know that I can create that content really quickly. I'm still getting those connection points. So let's say, even if you haven't got that scheduled media and content to go out, say on your grid and in those general posts, you've still got a way that you can create those really quick, engaging stories, which will really remind your customers that you're there. So if you're really getting ready to set yourself up for a fantastic selling season for Christmas, what I would suggest is to put the work in now, right? While you might be a little bit quieter in the lead up, it's not about pushing at this time, but it's about, hey, what are the creative systems and processes that I could use to really set myself up for success in those times where I want to push, right? And that might be you understanding where's all the different light points in your studio. Where are spots around your house or your home that you go, oh, I know I can always get a great shot there and share that. What's your simple formula for being able to know how to still keep creating that content when you're in those peak times where you do want to lean in and you do want to push? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would love it if you can like the video, pop a comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you again here really soon. Bye.